Welcome to Elkem TV, the platform where expression is guaranteed. My name is Elijah Kelvin Murongi, and today we are back with yet another episode of the platform. Of course, we're going to be speaking quite a lot to do with politics, but also things that are very, very much pertinent and attached to the press or the journalists and the journalism sector in Uganda. Today I have guests. I'm going to be speaking to the former president right there at my extreme right. That is Mr. Stephen Wandera, who happens to be a journalist that is attached to Nation Media or NTV Uganda. And next to him is Mr. Salongo. I am told he's a Salongo, but also the title, that is the family name, which is Zaberi. Yes, Zaberi, but he uses Augustus Bigiruenkia. Yes, Augustus Bigiruenkia. The viewers, you forgive me, I'm also learning how to make sure that I mention these names clearly. He works with Radio 7 as an editor, but also he is the former president and also the initiator, the inventor of the GMEPA, that is Greater Masindi Media Practitioners Association. I hope, Mr. President, I have put it out so well right there. All right, so we're going to be discussing politics, and later we shall be joined by Mr. Andama Moses, who is also a journalist that is working with quite a lot of media groups, but he will be here to share. Then we're going to also be joined by Salongo Majaju Edward Ziwa, who also works with Radio 7. Today we're going to be speaking, is freedom of press a reality or a myth here in Uganda? But for now, we're going to go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we shall pick it from there. The platform returns.
Restaurant and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today.
right, welcome back from that short commercial break. My name is Elijah Kelvin Murungi, and we've been joined by Salongo, that is Mr. Moses Andama. Yeah, so what is unique about this panel today is today we are hosting journalists, not just journalists, but senior journalists. Mr. President right there reminded me that this panel is just full of senior journalists, and of course that is how we're going to be doing it today. So this show is proudly sponsored by Kabalega Resorts, and they are saying you can reach out to them for accommodation, conference facilities, bar and restaurant services, the sauna, the spa, and for those that enjoy the steam bath, you can reach out to them at Kabalega Resort, Hoima. And then we're also sponsored by Elkem Enterprises Limited, and they are saying you can reach out to them for all building and construction materials, the plumbers, those that are looking at fabrication, those that are looking at furniture works. You can reach out to Elkem Enterprises Limited for the same. And then Flobeto Schools Hoima is saying that all parents this Saturday you're going to be at Flobeto Schools Hoima for the candidates meeting. So get there for awareness, but also to speak about the registration of your children. So today is less about that, but today is more about the press and its freedom. All right, I'm going to give an opportunity to Moses just to speak to you a little bit, and also all the other people right there to introduce themselves. Moses, I'll start with you.
Yes, very good morning, our viewers of Elkem TV. We want to welcome you to this very important topic of today. For us as journalists, I hope it will be of great value to some of you who might be following this program as we come in and join our colleagues in the struggle as we talk about journalist freedom and whatever. So I want to appreciate the host, that's Elijah Murungi, for giving us this opportunity and also considering me as one of the guests of today.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll go to the senior journalist also right there. That is Mr. Augustus Salongo as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elijah, our host.
We had told you
before, I'm called the Augustus Bigirinkia. Salongo is the God-given title, and Zabel is family name for identity. I'm glad to be here for this particular show, and being my first time, I really want to appreciate you, Mr. Elijah, particularly for having selected me to be one of the panelists.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus, and thank you for joining us today. Yes, Mr. Steve Wandera, that is also a senior president right there in that is the Greater Masindi Media Practitioners Association. You're welcome to the show.
Okay. Thank you very much, my comrade.
Okay.
Moderator for the television. Good morning, our dear viewer. My name is Stephen Wandera Kike Wanaira, former president in Jamaica, and a senior journalist, because I've been in the journalism industry for close to 10 years. So that qualifies me to be a senior journalist. And thanks for the work done, and thanks for the fight we are in, fighting freedom of the press. In fact, our industry has been infiltrated. The industry is on the attack. So we, the people in the industry, we need to fight for it.
Yeah, of course.
There is no other person who can fight for you other than you, who is in the field.
Okay, we're going to be picking it from there, Mr. Steve Wandera. Now, very many people question, what does the press freedom mean to you as a journalist? Let's start from there.
The word is very clear. Press freedom, meaning as a journalist, as the press, we need to exercise our rights, our freedom, without any interference, without no boundaries, without no borders, without the intimidations. We have to access the information and disseminate as it is enshrined in the Constitution. And the question was very simple and all clear. Is press freedom a myth or a reality? Let's talk about Uganda. Our press freedom in Uganda, as of today, is complex and challenging reality. That's how I can describe it. As of today, are basing on the environment we are in. I'll not decide. Our industry today is on attack. The press, as of today, is the target by these security agencies. You know, I'll not name them, but you know what is happening today in our country, Ghana. Despite constitutional and legal safeguards, journalists face numerous obstacles, intimidation, censorship, arrests, so which is not good. And I've always told people that journalism is not a crime. We are there at the first estate. But I have always told people that we are the voice of the voiceless. We also pay the school fees, like how other professionals. But why should we treated in that manner?
Maybe someone out there would like to understand, when you speak about attacks and treatment, what are we referring to? What is the attack in question or the treatment?
Mistreatment. Of course, we have scenarios, and we have also been victims, whereas in the morning you wake up, you leave your home, you leave your family, you tell your wife, you tell your children that I've gone for work. But at the end of the day, you have been beaten. You have been you have been tortured. So why? Because you're covering a demonstration, you're covering an event, but of course the security personnel, those ones, you are to cover their bad things they're doing to the community. So you end up being caned, you end up being beaten. And of course, for intimidations you have seen, you've seen journalists being forced to drop stories. Drop the story or you'll be arrested.
Okay.
So those are the intimidations.
Okay.
The censorship. Someone tells you that story will not run. Delete the footage. Delete the footage. So a recent example, the Kawempe by-election, where some journalists who were arrested were forced on a gunpoint to delete the footage they had covered.
Okay.
Something which is not good.
All right. Now, as I get to Mr. Augustus, what would the press freedom look like to you? What would you like to see?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Elijah. You know, first of all, that we have that word freedom. Freedom. Freedom is the inherent right. It is inherent. You are born with it.
It's not given.
So everyone on this planet Earth has a right to freedom. So when we get to press freedom, we all know what press is, and press we are categorized as fourth estate. And I have heard some scholars also saying there is also fifth estate, which is the church, the religion. So, press freedom, to me, it is a right which has to be exercised by all people who are engaged in media-related activities.
Okay.
And for our case here in Uganda, it is embodied in the Constitution, as my colleague has said. But to some extent, we have not been able to exercise our rights. So, the biggest challenge is we have security forces, most especially is the factor hindering or acting obstacle to refrain us from exercising our rights. I don't know whether these security personnel, as they undergo their trainings, they are enlightened about press freedom.
When you speak about
because when they are being trained, they should be told to know our rights, not only for press but for everyone. So I wonder why they come out and they start mistreating journalists like that. So I don't know whether that one is also contained in their trainings as maybe a course unit or what. But it is very important, because whenever they come out, they are dealing with several categories of people, including civilians, the press. So, to me, they are supposed to be told how to relate with the press specifically.
All right. Now, when you speak about the rights, the rights and the freedom of the press, what do you refer to as rights? Does it mean that you are supposed to have access to each and everything, or there are areas that you're limited to as journalists?
There is an article which compels us, Access to Information Act. That one compels us to go through right channels, most especially when we want data officially, and which is in custody of government.
Okay.
And there is a certain amount of money we are supposed to pay for us to be able to access that information, in case it is in the custody of government. But now there are some scenarios. For instance, we are in politicking season. You have gone to a polling station. You don't need to write to get information from a polling assistant or a presiding officer, because one of the ways of collecting information is just observation. So if you are standing like within recommended distance, and you are relaying information live, maybe on a television or on a radio station, does it require you also to first put in writing to the presiding officer to get information, and actually when you are seeing what is transpiring?
But also most of the times they would say that the security would defend itself and say you put cameras where they are needed, that even when it is not very necessary, you want to have it live, you want to put the cameras, you want to speak information without invitation and all that.
But Mr. Moderator, I have not seen any law prohibiting use of a camera or a recorder in a public place.
Okay.
That one only applies to areas which are considered to be areas of privacy, because everyone, including ourselves, the journalists, we have a right, and everyone has a right to privacy. But now, any place which is gazetted to be maybe like a polling station, maybe it is a church, maybe there is a public function taking place, or there is a dialogue or a meeting, unless it is described as in-house,
or private,
out of bound to the press. I have not seen any law prohibiting use of our gadgets like the recorders, the cameras. Anyway, if there is anyone who has come across such a law,
they will
can
let us
come
know.
out to challenge me, but it is not there. So, in view of that, those people act contrary to what they are supposed to do.
All right. Before I get to Moses, conclusively on this particular question, what would you like to see as press freedom, or what would you say this is press freedom, in your opinion?
In my opinion, journalists must, I want to emphasize this one, must be left to do their work as enshrined in the Constitution of Uganda. We should be given time, we should be allowed to do our work, because for us, the gadgets we have are not arms. If somebody is in a particular place and he is using a camera to capture information, is it going to harm anyone? And after all, in case there is something which has not been done in a correct way, we always give chance to the other side to come and clarify. Objectivity and fairness is always applicable. So there are no worries. We should be given our freedom to do our work professionally.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus. For those that are just joining us on this particular episode of the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed, we're speaking about press freedom. Is it a myth or a reality? And for today, particularly in Uganda. So I'll be going to you, Moses. Is it the approach that brings about the kibokos? The Baganda or the Bajoro will say kiboko. The kibokos that we saw more especially yesterday in the by-election.
Actually, before Moses comes in, the major reason behind obstructing us from doing our work is, I think, is that those perpetrators, they know very well what they are doing is wrong, and they don't want us as journalists to document the wrong things they are doing. So that one is very dangerous. Everything must go on record, whether bad or wrong. So that when the time comes, if you have been doing something wrong, you come out and explain exactly why you were doing it. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Moses, the question is already on the floor.
Yes.
Is it your approach as journalists? You have a lot of energy. The other day I was watching one of the people in the Uganda police saying there is the energy that journalists want to use with or without invitation much as he says, Mr. Augustus says that when it's a public place, you're not supposed to be prohibited from covering what you're supposed to cover. You can pick it from there.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Elijah. Actually, for recent years, I think journalists, we as journalists in Uganda, have actually been confronted. We have been confronted so much in 30 years as we try to execute our duties. You see, like how you have stated and my colleague, that there are certain areas or there are certain events.
Okay.
Me, as a journalist, I have to access it without invitation from the organizer or even if it has not been organized. Now, like the issue of Kampala, we have been seeing, I don't think there is anyone who has access to media fail to see what happened in Kampala.
Okay, now like right there, what you see on the screen, when you see a lot of security forces, are they guarding the vote or they actually eliminating the voters?
Actually, now it is just see, because you are physical and you can just see what is happening. Seriously, security, what security has done is beyond explanation, because we are seeing on different platforms people criticizing the way how security has taken Kawente elections from yesterday personal.
Okay, I think that is, I think maybe we could first watch that video. That is, I think, a journalist of NTV.
Yes.
Mr. Wandera, that jacket looks like yours. Yeah, a journalist of NTV being taken to the hospital. Yesterday I also saw the one of NBS, the photographer, that is Isano, as well, being taken to the hospital. And then you keep on wondering, why are we having that kind of arrangement in the election? Well, was it still about the approach or something? Yeah, you could proceed.
Yeah, actually, we saw our colleagues of NTV, Spark TV, very many were tortured while they were doing their duty diligently. Without, they are not supposed to be interfered. But the way how we have seen security coming in, that involved the UPDF, police, very many security agencies. They really tortured the journalists as they were executing their duty for their respective media houses. Yes, we know some security people don't want what they are doing to be exposed on public. But for us as journalists, we have all rights to do what we are supposed to do. We go there, we have to find out what's going on, we have to tell the public what's on the ground, we have to actually zoom what someone is not supposed to see. But now if security comes in, of course they have to defend. Security are supposed to be non-partisan. They are there to protect what they're supposed to do there in Kawente, or to protect the votes and the citizens. Maybe they could say we are coming here to protect them from dangers of maybe terrorists. You know, terrorists normally come and they target such a gathering like election. So if we are to go there maybe to protect them from that, but we are seeing the citizens, the actual electorates, the same electorates, the allegations that even security were involving themselves in removing those who were supposed to vote. So what interest
maybe they removed them identifying that something is yet to happen, or they are not very organized, or they are violent and all that.
Of course, security, they are violent. Security, they are supposed to be part and parcel. They are supposed to be working closer with the media. They are supposed to work with the citizens in order to access information in any development. But they are not supposed to work alone.
But some a bit of interjection.
Yes.
You know, the elections are conducted in line with specific laws in place. Okay. So, what does the law about elections specifically state on the roles of security?
Okay.
Does it state that security should come around the polling areas and brutalize people and disenfranchise people? So it is very pertinent for security to perform or execute their duties when it is polling time in line with what the constitution. Because to me, I think that should come out when there is a terror alert. And we have this government, this particular government has always issued out terror alerts, cautioning people. But for this case in Kawempe, was there any terror alert? How did that come to be involved in?
Maybe they anticipated. You see, as security, they are very trained, and they maybe anticipated that something would come out as
now.
violence.
That is the most dangerous scenario that the country is taking. You cannot just operate on assumptions, because this government has all what it takes. Resources in terms of finance, the trained personnel, to make thorough investigations and get the real information, not just acting on assumptions. Really.
Maybe moderator to supplement.
Okay.
Fine. We saw JAT, we saw police, we saw UPDF.
Red top.
The way how you have brought it. If they had anticipated that there might be something fishy, it's fine. It is good to deploy.
Okay.
But the way how was our country at war? Fine. Why do you beat someone who is not armed? And secondly, a journalist who is on duty like you, an officer who has been deployed. Why do you beat me? Why do you confiscate my camera? Why do you break my camera? So, this is what is paining us.
Okay.
But Mr. Wandera, that is not beating. That is just torture. Plain. To narrate how they have been tortured.
Not beaten, but tortured.
Not beaten, just
Okay.
tortured. You see that? And tortured for what? For nothing. For exercising your...
Meaning
You are right.
The word beating is not supposed to be applicable here.
It is not applicable. It is beyond beating. It is just torture.
Actually, maybe to add on that, last time you saw how they were defending that was the spokesperson, polite. When people raised very many
It
questions.
says they don't know those people.
Yes, we don't know them, but later on they came and they admitted that that is a part of UPDF. They have only come in because they have seen citizens, especially in Kawempe, have overpowered police. So that has to come in. Now, why could they go for that specifically that they are known for handling terrorists instead of bringing maybe other agencies
like Red Top.
or these other normal UPDF, or even prisons? We have seen here prison guards, wardens, so they could involve those other security. That for them, they are trained purposely to deal with the terrorists. Those citizens of Kampala are not terrorists. We are not sure, but I don't think that they are terrorists.
Okay.
So just are condemned. They are not supposed to come and handle civilians. You are just like our colleague. Those ones who were actually executed, they were evacuated yesterday. Those national media, they were evacuated. One was trying to narrate how the station she was in, she was helped by a woman who went and locked herself. Those two people were targeting her.
Yeah, I actually saw one that hid in the toilet.
Yes. Can you imagine going, you have come to do your work professionally, but at the end you are targeted? What was the interest of the security? So those things have raised very many questions to the citizens of Uganda. Should we say, now army has taken over, where is the freedom of people, where is the freedom of journalists? So we condemn those acts.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Madasandama. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus and Mr. Stephen, right there. We're going to be going for a very short commercial break, and when we return, I will be joined by, that is Edward Salongo Sua, Majaju, who will also be adding a voice on this particular discussion. The platform returns.
At Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment. Nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts. Hoima, your adventure starts with us. Book today.
Welcome back from that commercial break. My name is Elijah Kelvin Marungi, and this is the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed. For those that are just joining us right now, today we are speaking to senior journalists, of course, from different media houses that are here to share about the press freedom in Uganda, but also some of the things they are that come off uncomfortable, and also some of the things that come off as violence in press. Today I have the former president of the GMEPA, that is Greater Masindi Media Practitioners Association, that is Mr. Stephen Wandera. I also have senior president, or the former president, that is Mr. Augustus Bigirenkia.
Both of them are all former presidents.
Yes, both of them are actually all former presidents. He also works with Radio 7, while Wandera works with NTV Uganda. I also have Mr. Moses Andama, the sports messiah, that he's also going to be coming for the election. I don't know, Mr. Moses, the kibokos that you're yet to to get in Kiriandonga as you're going to be standing. I don't know if they will be bearable.
For us, we don't care kibokos. That's why we are doing our work according to the law.
Okay.
Within the law.
Yeah, so Moses will be standing for Member of Parliament, that is for Kiriandongo, that is come 20, Kibanda South. Is it the same as Kiriandongo?
Yes,
okay.
In Kiandongo district.
In Kiandongo district, that is come 2026. I also have another gentleman that has joined us right here, that is Salongo Edward Majajuziwa. I don't know if all those names are on your national ID. They are there, excluding Salongo, right?
So long as there's no one who is called.
You hold me that mic.
There's no one who is called that name you've mentioned other than me.
Okay. There is no one that is called the name I've
names you have mentioned
other than
which
you.
is not that's me. If you said it when you're in public, I will definitely reply you.
Which name in particular? In no particular order.
What names have you mentioned here?
Edward Salongo Majajuziwa.
That is me.
Okay. All right. He works with Radio 7. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you can introduce yourself to the viewers since you've just joined us.
Yes, dear viewers, my name is Isebarongo Edward Ziwa, Majajo and the Programs Director, Radio 7, Irakalaba Chikuruwa Kabalega. I'm happy to be here. Those who have been listening to me in the breakfast, I'm now here on the TV, and that's how we do it. Thank you for having me, Elijah. I'm very happy to be here again.
All right, thank you so much. So we're going to pick it from you. The gentlemen right there have already shared what freedom of press means to them. In your opinion, what is freedom of press to you?
Freedom of press. I think there are very many people who have been actually misled by freedom of press. I don't know if you're asking me on the level of Uganda, not in the world, because many countries are still facing difficulties in defining the freedom of press, and also the practice owners in the media trying to bring it out or to feel it that they are really protected and they deserve protection, and the people we are serving, they really welcome and they love what we do.
Okay.
Because if someone loves what you do, he or she is supposed to protect you. But in Uganda, it is something different.
Okay.
Based on what you've been witnessing around town, in many parts of the country, mostly in Kampala.
Okay.
Because many people are, they are jumping out of this work. Not that they don't love it, they love it. But because of the situation they go through, talk of the low payments, and then you add on the Chiboko, Mr. Andama was talking about the brutality, the abuse, and all that. You see, sometimes you find yourself when you are totally tied up and you ask yourself, why am I in this job here? You are supposed to be there because journalism, what people need to know, the people who are viewing us here, they need to know that journalism is a calling.
Okay.
It is not just you cannot just wake up tomorrow and say, let me practice journalism. No. You need to know that it is just a calling.
You need to feel it. You need to love it.
Just like someone in the morning comes out and say, let me go and train myself, let me go and exercise myself in maybe medic, in teaching profession, and other professions. Just like that, even in the media, some people find themselves there, but also we sometimes we find that we can't do anything if not journalism.
Okay.
So when I'm practicing my work, when I'm doing my my work which I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to be protected in any way. But we have found that even the people who are maybe the employers, they don't have really that they don't have that time because they are too busy in what they are doing to facilitate us at work and all that, to find that they can protect the work they're using at work at the station, to see that they can deliver to their expectations.
Okay.
So we find that freedom in Uganda for media, it is totally miserable.
All right. Now again, thank you so much for that particular submission. When it gets to you happen to be a PD or a programs director, and that is on Radio 7. So what happens? What is it like? Because we understand that radio stations currently there would be so much relevant in covering what happens in the fields, more especially when it gets to this particular one that we've just had of Kawempe North. Okay, you have something you want to
the truth is, as you're asking, the truth is that as media, the pressmen, we do respect what our bosses have instructed us to do. Someone who is a reporter, someone who is a presenter, and I am the PD, if I sent my presenter to a particular area to go and cover a story or to go and do something for me in favor of the people, that very person cannot just jump out and comes back without what I sent him to do. Or else if I see something, maybe it is becoming also stupid to him, then I say, please, can you come back? Because I think it's high time for the government of Uganda and all the organizations taking on media, including our superior supervisor, that is UCC, to value and understand that this work, we don't just come to make fun, we don't just come to pass time, we come to give a service. That's why we are actually categorized under a fourth estate. A fourth estate, because when we are in that estate, we have the laws that govern us. If I send somebody in the field and is brutalized, the blame comes back to me. The person who sent him there. That's why you saw yesterday, bosses at the media, centers, they had to call back their people out of the field because they saw the situation was worsening. Now, do you know why they failed to come? They failed to withdraw themselves when actually even things were turning bad on them. It is because they were fighting to see that they can cover that story, which they sent them to do. Now, it is because they saw things happening now differently, the way they expected it to happen. They said, please, let us bring them back on board and we see what went wrong there. But the problem, I saw some people trying to advise media, trying to show that we are in wrong, trying to tell us that, you're not supposed to do ABCD. I ask myself, did we study wrongly? Did the lecturers who taught us really taught us something different with from that happening in the field? Because when you tell me that, don't go beyond this side. And for you are going there. The person I came to cover, you are trying to tell me that there's something evil you are doing this side which you wanted, which you don't want me to cover. And which is so difficult to me. Hey, media, we are ever there for the people we are serving. If I came to understand what is going on in the field, I cannot pull out before I get what I came to do. I cannot. You get it right. So now, those things really, the people who are advising media, the people who are advising this government need to understand that we are there. We have never been enemies of this government. We have never. We love the government. That's why we are, that's why we always go to where they are and we cover their functions. You find us by the way, we go through harsh times in covering those functions. They will call you in Luka, they will call you in Kabiramaido, they will take you in Karamoja, they will take you to Hoima, they will take you where, even when they have not given you anything. But we depend on the little we have, we earn by our bosses, then we go and we cover them. Right now, when you tell me that when I've come to cover a function, which is not maybe on your side, then you prioritize me, meaning that you are trying to show me that you are not my friend and you want me to, you are forcing me to be your friend when you're not my friend. That one cannot happen again. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Salongo Edwards. That is a bit of wrath, expressing wrath and sadness. Yeah, of course, the things that are happening in the media are not quite okay. Even when you look at that particular video, maybe we'll get to understand what exactly they were doing. Journalist was beaten by UPDF.
Yeah, he's trying to examine what exactly what they are doing there. I can see some of the pics. Yes.
I think by then
they were bringing materials on the line, and then the media, the cameramen were trying to show the public what is going on. What is wrong with that now? If you can tell me, what is wrong? Because I saw yesterday Mr. Ofono Pondo criticizing the government that there are people really, the people who are against this government are within the government, and they need to do thorough investigations and they take serious actions on those people where they get to those those permissions, where they get that power to brutalize someone. We are not actually, even if it is not me, the media, the personnel, even an wananchi is not supposed to find it hard when he's exercising. When it is time for polling, voting. Yes, voting is just a right to anybody. Who is 18 plus. Yes.
All right. I'll get back to you, Mr. Edward. Let me get to Stephen. Mr. Stephen, does government all the people that are practicing all these things of the JAT, the UPDF, the Uganda police, all the deployments that are happening, do they feel that the media or the press is being one-sided and not in their favor?
Well, as he brought it, that why do you see journalists being brutalized, being beaten, being harassed? So as I told you, we are the voice of the voiceless. We speak for some people, for the people who can't raise their voices. And all what you're seeing, they are doing all what they are doing to protect the evil things they are doing against the innocent Ugandans. Basically that. There is nothing like being one-sided. Of course, we are covering an election. This is the election of the people.
But maybe when you get back to your screens, to the stories that you write out there, should we say that they are not in favor, and therefore that is why they would behave this way?
Definitely, of course, of someone who has been in a class, you have to write things which make news. Of course, we don't expect police, security agencies to torture or to beat the people. Their role is to protect the people and their property.
Okay.
But when you bring in the component of the torture, of the beating, of the innocent people, that makes news. And of course, as someone who is professional, they will have made my news. And to them, I don't know if they do these things ignorantly, after realizing that what we have done is bad. So they want to beat you and force you to delete what you have covered the footage so that the evidence is killed.
Okay.
Basically that. We are being beaten for doing our job and for speaking the truth. Not being partisan or not being objective. We are objective, but we are being beaten, tortured, brutalized for speaking our mind and for giving the public what we are supposed to give them.
What you've actually seen.
And secondly, I want to use this platform to condemn in the strongest term the acts, the brutality, the force, the attacks, the police and the other security agencies they are applying on journalists. They are making the younger generation, people in school, to hate the profession, the industry. Because in the future time, you will see the number of scholars enrolling for journalism reducing or declining.
Okay.
Because now the people, the young generation in the school, they are fearing the industry because of the torture which is being imposed on the innocent journalists.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Chief. Getting to Augustus right there. I would ask a question. How would this violence influence how you report this news? Does it escalate the situation, or it puts you into fear to start self-censorship of these stories?
First of all, I would like to rule out the issue of self-censorship. You know, the more, if you have a child at home and you take that child through suffering, the child becomes more hardened to face such tough situations. So I think there are avenues of solving conflicts between the media
Okay.
and the perpetrators of brutality. The laws are very clear, and hopefully within some few days, I believe we are going to read stories of journalists either suing those who were commanding the security personnel that were deployed, or suing the government and the Attorney General. These are just threats to intimidate us from doing the right thing. But it should not stop us from what we are doing. So to me, as we move on, the journalism fraternity should not be discouraged from what they are doing and what they know they are doing a right thing. So when you are doing something which is right, and you become timid, then it means the future of media is bloom. Something which you wouldn't want to see happening. It is true, Mr. Stephen has said, that it may discourage more of our children in future to join journalism fraternity. But that one, as we move on, I know, journalism is also a passion, because there are some people who have gone for journalism schools, but they have not come out to practice. Going to a school of journalism and practicing
Are two different things.
And it is not only journalism. I have seen very many people going for various training in different professions, but they don't end up practicing. So for us who are practicing, it is actually our role to encourage more people to go for trainings in journalism, because if we developed negative attitude towards journalism out of what is happening, then the future of this profession in our country might not be good.
Okay.
So we need to continue with the struggle and set precedence that favors those who are brutalizing journalists, because what I know, they are also having children. And it shouldn't surprise anyone that their children might be part of us, or they are already part of us. Now, if you are brutalizing someone, and tomorrow your child is being brutalized by somebody also, because those security personnel are not going to be there in the force.
Uganda would say, "Babi ulira."
Because like here in Uganda, there is one prime minister who brought a law. Actually, this was Amama Mbabazi, the phone tapping bill, the law act. Now it is an act. For him, he thought he would remain a prime minister up to this. But all of a sudden, he was thrown away, and the first culprit of the law was himself. You see that? So whatever we are doing here, this country, Uganda, is ours. We are not the first people to be here. Ugandan citizens, and we are not the last people. Journalists is not the first security personnel in this country. He will be there and he will live. But as journalists, we are also here, and we are going. More people will come. So the most important thing is setting a right precedence to favor journalism and those practicing it to do their work the way they are supposed to do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus. Our viewers that are watching us live on Elkem TV, thank you so much for keeping it live on Elkem TV. This is the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed. Now, getting to you, Moses, someone would still speak of human rights and how effective are these bodies. For example, the Uganda Journalists Association, but also the Uganda Human Rights. Is it Uganda Human Rights what? Commission, yes, Uganda Human Rights Commission. How if
Uganda Human Rights Network for Journalists, HRNG.
Okay, how effective are these bodies? Are they doing something about this, or they are also watching the space as a lot of these things transpire? Now, like in the previous video that was on the screen, you could see someone was brutally I think beaten, and then at the end of the day they are being taken in a vehicle to the hospital, yet they did not come to go to the hospital. They came to take back news to their different newsrooms and all that. How effective are these bodies?
Thank you. I think we have those bodies, like how Wandera said, we have Uganda Human Rights for Journalists, and also we have Uganda Human Rights as the body for the
Commission.
for citizens. Now those two bodies, I think when it comes over issues concerning human rights, they have ever tried.
Okay.
They have ever tried, and also for journalists, but specifically with the journalists, we have, they always target those journalists who are subscribed. You know, you also have to be subscribed to be known as a journalist. So that the Uganda Human Rights for Journalists will know that if you get any problem and maybe that issue needs the legal action, they will come in, they will involve in their lawyers to help you to actually pursue whatever case you have. But also now, generally, Uganda Human Rights and Uganda Human Rights for Journalists, they are quite their level based, but sometimes it reaches to a certain extent where whatever they are trying to pursue is actually defined by government. So kind by security forces. Sometimes they intimidate, sometimes you try to follow through legal channels, but at the end, justice does not reach you. So what I would like to say that these human rights for journalists and also human rights for these citizens, they have, though they play their role, but it is not to our expectation, how we wish it to be. Maybe in future they should try to see how they can reach to the extent where we can appreciate that really they have tried. If I have any issue that justice reaches and I am actually maybe compensated or whatever kind the justice may rule.
Okay.
Maybe, I want to add on as well.
Maybe before you add on, I would like to differ a bit with Mr. Moses to say that in future, actually me I'm saying it should be right now. The security and the perpetrators must refrain from whatever wrong things they are doing. For instance, we have, as we are saying, we all know that there is the Uganda Human Rights Commission. But by the time Uganda Human Rights Commission will come in to listen to what you went through and eventually maybe award you costs, you would have maybe lost an arm, or you would have become mentally ill. We have seen very many. We don't want to go to that extent. Let the government ensure that journalists are given time and freedom to do what they are doing professionally. Because those issues of being compensated, torturing your head, mental anguish, that one is very bad.
Okay.
It is very bad.
Okay, and I also want to supplement on the bodies which fight for the rights, the welfare of journalists. Of course, we have seen Uja making a statement. We have seen the president for HRJ Sempala making a statement. The Federal of Africa journalists make statements, and they don't stop on statements. They have went ahead to file cases against the government and these perpetrators in the court of law.
Okay.
But we have not had justice in time. Justice delayed is justice denied. We believe in the rule of law. Let the rule of law work. Because we have a lot of cases pending in the courts of law. Let these courts of law take on these cases and we get justice so that these so that the other men in uniform can learn from others. These ones on camera can act as an example.
Okay.
And we know these people, we have them on camera. It is very absurd that the law has not yet applied on them. As I said, let us not be beaten because they know we shall be compassionated. No, life can't be compassionated. They beat you, your kidney is affected. Like my cameraman of Spark, my workmate. I don't know if he'll get back to normal. He still get video, you see how he's crying. He was crying. So we don't want that kind of stuff that after all you'll be compensated. Life cannot be compensated.
There is
no spare.
Yes, you actually only live once. Maybe, Mr. Steve, additionally, I would ask a question. You've spoken of a lot of cases that are pending in the courts of law. Should we say Uganda is a country where we have a lot of criminals, or is it just that the people that are supposed to take charge of these cases are very busy to handle them?
Of course, I'm a journalist. I've done a lot of research. Our judiciary is not independent.
Okay.
It is
Our judiciary is not?
It is not independent. It is working for the state. So cases which are against, basically that. But a case where they have interest, you will see them pushing it for a month, per week, and justice judgment is delivered. But where they see that this case is against them, they will play you around, they delay. At the end of it, you deny justice. Basically that.
All right.
But
Thank you so much.
the manpower we have is enough to dispose these pending cases within a month or within a year.
And we are good to go.
And we are good to go.
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Augustus, maybe you would give this to Edward Ziwa. And now, Salongo, of course, there are quite a lot of policies that speak about freedom of press, but maybe something that we would strengthen if we had an opportunity. What is that particular thing or policy that would add in or that would strengthen to see that the press practices their career so well? But also, as you answer that, would like to to paint a picture of what the 2026 general elections would look like if this just 1 year to go election would look like this.
Before I go to those questions, I will have to add on my voice on my friends, my colleagues, what have been actually submitting here. Because we are saying, yesterday I saw someone posting that, journalists are becoming agents of the opposition in the country, Uganda, that's why they're being beaten up and all that. Yeah,
that's why I was asking the question of one-sidedness and in favor.
Let me tell you something. You see, we look to be, with our work, look to be opposition. Because we try to be, balanced and all that. And we cannot do things that are favoring the government only. The government has its own media houses where they can do whatever they want to do.
All the sweet things.
The sweet things that you know better. Yes, they have PPU which can write stories only. They can't add anything but particular to the government of Uganda.
Actually,
but us, we can't do that.
sorry for interjecting.
Yes.
Someone did mention that media is quite a dirty career because you never get to tell the beautiful stories. All the time you want someone was killed, someone was kicked.
But that's what is happening. What do you want us to do?
Can't we have other good things that?
Do you want us to kill those stories and we live? No. We write about PDM. People have got money. People have eaten money and all that.
I mean, why would the other one be in the headline and this can't be in the headline?
Exactly, because that's what makes news. Because it is something we are trying to protect or to get it out. Exactly, because if a man killed a wife and they ignore that story, meaning anyone else will pick that very act and go and practice it also. But if I came out and write about it, I caution about it. Exactly, I exaggerate it. People will have to read about what I've wrote and they say, oh Bambi, they will feel sympathy and they say this is wrong. This is wrong. And also those point officers who are supposed to come in and help the communities and they clean all those evil acts out of them. They will not come when they have not, read through the media. I mean, the papers and all that. Maybe seen on the media, TV. Maybe they have had it on radio and all that. Because the country is big.
Okay.
Mr. Elijah, the country is big. So the president himself uses media to know what is happening in Kabinamaido, to know what is happening in Karuma, to know what is happening in Masindi. Exactly. So they need media at whatever cost.
Okay.
So going to you asked me a question about the
policy, strengthening the policy.
The policy.
We add? Yeah.
I think to me, I will also go to these organizations that try to bring together the media, just like any other group that can have their own organization to make them, come together as a family and all that. Okay. But these organizations, I think they are not empowered. They are not empowered. That's why they are failing to do things physically and be heard, even be felt by the members who are subscribing to them. Now, for example, we have Jimepa in Masindi. We have Jimepa in Greater Masindi.
Okay.
I will not say they have not done anything. They have done to their capacity. But to me, we are still lacking many things to be done by that organization.
Okay.
First, if they cannot bring us all of us together, because when you are in an organization, it is your role to go and saturate the gospel, spread the gospel of togetherness, and bring whoever is practicing, whoever is supposed to be in that organization, and come and subscribe to be there, to be as a member. If you don't come to me and explain to me what you're about,
and the relevance,
why am I supposed to join your organization, I will not come there. I will not just come by a mistake and say let me join because Wandera is there, because Wandama is there, because Big Rancher is there. I will not. We have different ideas and different reasons why we need to join those organizations or why not join the organizations. Because the people who are there are also crying. Why should I join the people who are also crying? I will just go on and use my own mechanisms to stay safe and stay moving ahead.
Okay.
But these people who are there, the president and the team, please, I implore you, even those in Kampala, I implore you, come to the ground. Come and lobby to us, lobby those facilitators who can come and spread the sweetness that is within these organizations. Why we need to come together so that we can be helped and we can voice our voices and be heard. Two, the media itself has enemies within the media.
Mr. Wanderer wants to give you a point of information right there.
Which information?
No, I'll just supplement.
Okay, proceed.
Because why am I saying it like that? The people, you see, we are not doing well as in finance. You know better. So these people who are getting helped, who are being helped, and join, big offices and get some of good money and become well off, you will see them fighting us who are still struggling. I was very disappointed by someone yesterday whom I knew 20 years back. He was padded off. But because now he joined the other crew, and for him he's well off, he doesn't want to bother what is happening this side. He was actually also criticizing the media in Kampala that those are agents of the opposition. That's why they're being beaten up. Oh, no. I said, my brother, you've been in media. Why should you really criticize someone who is in pain? You first actually sympathize with that person, try to harmonize the situation, then we will go and advise when time comes. Let us know when to speak and when not to speak.
Okay.
We are really enduring ourselves in situations which will make us regret even when we leave media. Yes, we ourselves, we have not supported ourselves. Yes, we are fighting each other. Okay. This should stop. Fighting each other, this should stop. We are supposed to be united first, then we cry for help.
All right.
If not, we don't get anything.
Now, Mr. Edward, maybe I beg to be corrected.
Yes.
Could the disunity also bring about the brutality?
Exactly.
From,
Exactly. Because you will find that these guys here who are brutalizing us, they know. Do you know that there are people who can't be brutalized and who are not even brutalized yesterday when they are when in the field?
They have the gamba no goes.
Exactly. Okay. Do you know there? So these things really, first way to understand, these things really has made media or journalists be looked at as if they are rebels and they don't support government, or maybe they do things contrary to the laws and all that. And this is not good. Let us come together. Let us advise each other so that we can have one voice which can voice out our, our challenges and be helped by this government, which seem to be not helping us because we are scattered. Then, when I go back to the other issue, we talked about maybe what has happened in just a month in Kawempe, the brutalities, the heavy deployments all over, and what will happen in 2026.
Okay, as we get to that,
yes.
let me ask Mr. Wandera.
You want to pick it?
Yeah, to pick it. It seems it has been on the other part.
No, I just wanted to have a supplement on the efforts to promote press freedom. Of course, somehow, somewhere, I'll concur with him when we talk of disunity. Meaning, if we have to promote press freedom, the element of unity is very important. And I will disagree with him somewhere when he said that Jimepa has not played its part. Of course, I've been in the leadership for the 4 years. I think we have played our part.
And you're still playing? As
the leaders of the association, of course, I remember making statements, criticizing the attacks, which even our people in Masindi they had started. I was also a victim. I was once beaten by a PDF officer as I was proceeding for work.
I think I need to put that
Himself, he was
story.
almost being shot dead. Acts, the torture, these...
So in other words, we are dealing with victims here.
Yes, I'm a victim. I was beaten. I know how sticks from an officer are pain.
Honestly, I don't want to laugh, but
my back was beaten.
You can't practice journalism without being a victim.
So really, I'm one of the victims, and the problem we have not been united. Because I remember telling my comrades, let us shun the activities of these men in uniform. They have a pass out in Kabali. We don't go there. When we have pass out in the barracks, we don't go there. So I think they also feel that really these people we need to work with them. Then as I conclude, what should be done? To me, the IGP, the CDF, they should introduce courses and teach their boys and men in uniform
They are going to take you
the
to
role of
Kwanzaa.
journalism, in transforming this country.
They're going to take you to Kyankwanza.
No, they teach their boys, not us. They teach their boys, men and women in uniform, the role of journalism in transforming this country. Because we have also played a very big part in the transformation of our country, Uganda.
Okay.
But our efforts
Are going unseen.
are going now unseen. They are looking at us as people of no value.
At least I know forces. Let me tell
Then
you, Mr.
secondly,
Steven.
as I conclude, secondly, Parliament. Let us have some policy reforms. And these reforms, they should work.
They shouldn't just be in the papers.
In the papers. And of course, we also need the capacity building for our journalists on the reporting. No, at times, I've always told people, never do when I was in class, I was told, never do your last story. There is no story which is worth your life.
Your last story, never do.
If you see that this story is taking my life, surrender. Like how the...
So that's what we were speaking about. Do you do self-censorship? And Mr. Augustus right there disagreed.
Of course, professionally, when you see that this story is killing me.
Because no life, no story.
But this
no
was
story
my
which is
time.
worth your life.
They were speaking when I was quiet. And I can see it's taking my time also.
Okay.
Sincerely.
Okay,
so
okay,
at least I know a bit little how forces work, you people. Let me tell you, the orders which they always get when on training, they are totally different with those ones
practicing.
they get. Exactly. Even when they are being deployed, they are given different orders. When they are being deployed, remember in training, you are with other commanders. But when you are being deployed on a certain activity, because there are different activities,
changes.
You get different commanders. So these commanders, what they tell them, or they are just limoja, what they tell them to do, is what they do. And two, these people are also human beings. Yesterday I was hosting a registrar from the judiciary. She was telling me, actually when we were off air, that we are also human beings. If I am a woman and I have divorced with my husband mysteriously, it will not stop me from coming to work in judiciary, and I am a judge. If I am sitting on a case of a woman who has come to report her husband, he has beaten me, he has done what, she will definitely say, look at her. Me have a divorce with my husband, and then she's telling me that he has beaten her, and then she will, exactly. So she will just do anything the way she understands. She will not go off the law, but again, the other item will not be off totally.
The humanity.
So these officers also, they are human beings. That's why they are taking their own lives. Sometimes situations go rough on them and they say, but why can't I take my own life? Exactly.
Why am
so
I having to deal
what
with
I can
this?
say, what I can implore these officers, do not reach on that level. Do not reach on that level of regretting and say that, you know what, I cannot now go to the field, I cannot go back to my community, I have committed a lot of crimes, and when I go there, when I'm out of this uniform, I will be looked like an enemy to the community and all that. Don't reach on that level.
Is it why
same
they
applies
put
to
on
media.
masks lately?
Yeah?
Because you see people putting on elements, putting on
No,
masks.
these things of the masks, they are used actually in forces on, it depends which situation they are handling.
So it is legal for them to cover their faces.
It is illegal. But which situation you are handling. Exactly. Now, for this of Kawempe, it was not necessary. It was not, because they are handling civilians. If you go to the war, like this of the Congo, Sudan, where the SFC are now being deployed, they have a right to put on masks because they are dealing with mafias, they're dealing with criminals, they're dealing with the rebels, exactly. So they have a right to mask themselves.
So in other words, a week ago,
yes,
the JAT team was dealing with rebels.
In Kawempe, that was not necessary for
Their
someone.
involvement
They were not supposed to put on their masks because they are dealing with civilians.
Maybe
the common people. That was not a war. They were not deployed to fight a war. That was not a war.
Let me get what Moses is saying.
to supplement on what Majadu is talking,
Yes.
I saw on the tweet on ex-tweet of Muhoz.
Yes.
He actually came out and condemned the act of UPDF, all those judges.
Which
masking
Moz?
themselves.
Which Moz?
Because the CDF, the
CDF
commander.
The commander actually thanked them for being masked, but it is David Mohoz who actually condemned it.
Actually, he condemned it,
exactly.
But I saw public and even other security personnel.
Under we have two Mohoses.
Yes. David Mohoz, the minister.
We have the minister.
The CDF, I mean the
but
CDF.
The CDF
appreciated them, exactly. It is David Mohoz actually who said this was called for, and actually Mohoz said, the CDF said, I can disagree with David Mohoz when he said that these guys, they're not supposed to put on masks.
But now it was contradicting. They know where they're supposed to put it at the right time.
Exactly.
So how will they really bring such an issue?
With that, let me go to the other question, Mr. Elijah.
As you go to that question,
yes.
I want to read this comment.
Yes.
Joel Nsimbe says government should now give press freedom, otherwise now you journalists now know what 2026 will be.
No.
Will be like.
Let me tell you something. With the 2026, people shouldn't be scared. 2026 is a general election.
We want to go back to villages and relax and then come back when
exactly. These things of Kampala, people need to know that it was the state against NUP. Hey, if it was any other party like UPC, like DP, you wouldn't see all that deployment.
But of course, there were stakeholders and part of the players in this. Whatever.
So the heavy deployment you saw was deliberate. Hey, they didn't do it just for the sake and all that. It was just the state against NUP. But again, that's what happened with the results and all that. But 2026 is going to be the whole country practicing what? Their right to elect new leaders. Now, this goes to all the organizations, the platforms, the umbrellas, dealing with we may say the media, even the forces, government agencies and all that, to plan accordingly.
Okay.
This time round...
To plan accordingly in regard to what? Deployment or what?
This time round, the media, let us come together. Let us now know that the situation ahead us may not be good, may be good. We are just on the weighing scale. We may not determine what will happen, but at least we know it may turn. Because we saw what happened in 2021.
We have a glimpse. We have an idea.
We saw what happened in 2021. In 2021, people were brutalized seriously. We went into a refined elections, and many people actually, up to now, they are with scars. They are with scars. Even media, even people, even others, we buried them.
I don't know, in that way. Stephen, which year he was
beaten up?
Beaten up. Was it the same year of the election?
No.
I think that that was it during the coronavirus.
It was 2021.
Corona.
The corona time.
And that was my time also when I was almost being shot. Because I was put on gunpoint of 4 muzzles.
Wow.
Yes, on the Sabaka. I will not forget that day. And I will not actually even forgive those officers. Because why should I be killed? Why should I be killed sincerely? Why? There is no reason why I should be killed. There is no reason why Uganda should be killed because of an election. Let us be with that heart. Let us know that we are Ugandans. We shall not go to Congo. We shall not go to Rwanda. We shall not go to anywhere. Okay. Kenya is transforming because for them they understood that they are Kenyans. Okay. We are also Ugandans. Now 2026 media guys, we need to come together as early as possible. And you said that now, since now we are heading to a critical time, let us start early as possible in positioning ourselves in places which are somehow safe. These our bosses this is the real time now, because we are left one year like this.
Yeah, true.
Our bosses, I've seen actually bosses of many companies trying to safeguard their workers. Our bosses, please, for you have an upper voice than us up there. Can you please reach out to those people and tell them, please, the media people have no problem. Can we let them do what they're supposed to do? Then we shall account them. We shall make them be accountable if anything goes wrong. Because we shall not accept and so not read out that they are not part of us and they are not our bosses. the government that gives licenses to the radio, to a TV, to an online media like this one, it is the same government that may take it away. Just like Pearl Magic.
Yeah.
Is this Pearl Magic? No, Pearl FM. How they have suspended it totally. Now, we need to know how we can deal with them peacefully, but also how we can remain independent, because we don't need to be regarded as a state which has failed to perform its duties. Hey, let us not just be regarded as just like Wandera said that the judiciary, they are not independent and all that. We are not supposed to be to reach on that level. Okay. For us in media, we are ready for 2026. We can say that, both on air and even in the field. Those in the field, let us not be limited to what we are supposed to do, and let us not be lowered to the simple gifts these guys are giving us, because sometimes they land on us. They land us on different situations which may make us regret even before the election ends.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Edward Salong as well. Mr. Augustus, our time is really fast spent, and we need to get out of this place.
What I would like to say, you know, the state of media in this country, to some extent, has also been censored by the state, and the members of the media fraternity have also accepted being censored. Because on several occasions, I have seen and read stories, President Museveni dishing out money, and they receive it with I won't tell you. Actually, if the government is to help, it should not be the president coming directly to it should maybe come
Mr. Wanda is asking a question
the
right
ministry,
there. Should it be denied?
Now that is, I'm trying to show you the level of media censorship in Uganda, even at national level. Because now the president will just direct members of such media circles to do what they want, and they will do because they received money from him. So that is the highest level of censoring in media also.
I'll disagree with it.
You understand?
We have money given from government to the media.
So what I'm saying, that money should either be channeled in the Ministry of maybe cooperative or finance, but the president moving around for visits and giving money directly to the circles, that is something different.
You never know, because of corruption issues, the president wants to come direct.
That is my take anyway as an individual. But the appropriate way would be
it should have channels and systems.
Yes, and maybe as like we have these associations, government should give us support to enable us do our work effectively. Government should bring the media owners, tell them improve on the wages of these people, so that when you are employed in a media house, you are assured of getting a good salary.
You cannot be content.
You see that?
Those in government are crying.
So out of the reasonable salary you have got, you can start a business as a side income, and things move on. But me, I wouldn't like these things of politicians coming,
splashing money.
Politicians coming. Yes.
If President Museveni is planning to come to Bunyoro, if he comes and you your code, if his excellency gave
I will
1 million, you will not take it.
I will not take it because because for what I am earning salary. I will not take it unless maybe he says ordering the Ministry of Trade and Industry and Cooperatives that
To
you
give this gentleman money.
Give.
But still that ministry is under government.
First wait. Give Greater Masini Media Circle money, maybe to a tune of this. But he himself saying that I have donated this money.
I'm not a beneficiary of
Emyoga is through the municipality here. It does not come. It does not come directly from. What I'm saying.
I want to make it clear. Emyoga is one of the presidential
Initiative.
But
To eradicate poverty.
that is why I'm saying. That is why I'm saying there is a difference. That much as it is his initiative, it is not got directly from him. There are structures that are followed. You go, you form a circle. It is approved at the municipal or district level. Then the money is received.
But my take on that would be, regardless on the incentives we get from government, we should remain professional.
Exactly.
Let's look at that.
Exactly.
Give me your money, but I remain objective.
I agree.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus.
In most cases,
I think we're supposed to get out of here, and I want to read a few comments so that we can conclude. Karim Abdallah says, large corporations and wealthy individuals influence media houses to protect their interests. Thank you so much, Karim, for watching. Kasigwa Patrick says, many reporters face harassment, imprisonment, or even assassination for exposing the truth. That is my point. I think that is why Mr. Stephen was saying there is no story worth
Your life.
worth your life. Sparks Clinton says they don't want to be exposed because of the unlawful acts they are doing. That is Sparks Clinton's opinion. Joel Nsimba says if a by-election called for such deployment and security, look into a general election. Let's not undermine the signs we see and the moment Lucas Saga also showed you something, so journalists should be ready. There's this saying that they usually see. That they usually say that chajo kolachi kijana orora yes ekijo manyire kitwara bike. That is a saying in Runyoro. I think you should translate for them.
Translate for me to understand.
Ekijo manyire.
Something that comes when you have already, when you knew it that it is coming, it takes little from you. It can't harm you to the extent of the saying maybe it came when you didn't know. You get it right. Abruptly.
Exactly. And of course there will be signs.
So you protect yourself from it before it comes.
Okay. Patrick says the media plays a crucial role in exposing corruption and holding leaders accountable.
And you shall continue.
Let them do their work because everything we do, not journalists only, we have challenges. In everything we do, not journalists only, we have challenges. So he's imploring the journalists to continue doing their work. Our viewers that have been watching us live on Elkem TV, thank you so much for keeping it live on Elkem TV. And this is the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed. And we've been discussing press freedom. Is it a myth or a reality in Uganda? Now, conclusively, I am going to start with you, Mr. Stephen. Just one word. From the conversation we've had, is press freedom a myth or reality in Uganda? You conclude and then say bye-bye to our viewers.
Okay, finally, our dear viewer, in my opinion, in my conclusion, we still have a lot to do, a lot way to go. We have still a way to go to make press freedom a reality in Uganda. As I told you, at the moment, it is complex because of the torture, the intimidation.
Sometimes it is a reality and sometimes it's not. Or it's not, or it
not.
is.
As of today, it's not. I want to be clear on this. And I want to speak my mind. This is my opinion, basing on what is happening in the country.
Okay.
Yesterday, our fellow journalists were whisked away in the drones. The drones we have been reporting about taking away the noob supporters, the
foot soldiers.
government people. Yesterday, journalists engaged them, and they are narrating what happens when you are inside. So really, I want to call upon government, parliament, the police, and other statutory agencies. Don't make us hate the government. We love the government. But really, it is you who are now making us to hate our government.
Okay.
Because of what you're doing on us.
All right. Thank you so much,
So,
Mr.
and
Steven.
journalism is not a crime.
Okay.
We also pay tuition, like some of you, to do a service. And journalism is a service, not business. It's a service. We work out for free. We move on empty stomachs the whole day,
Trying to
do a service, to give a service to our country. If you frustrate our works, it means you're making a disservice
to the citizens.
to the Ugandans.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve, and also thank you so much for coming to this particular episode. Let me have, in just 1 minute, Mr. Augustus, you look to be having something hotter, but in just 1 minute, let's conclude.
Me, what I would like to say is that journalism in Uganda is a reality. Why?
And the freedom?
Freedom is a reality. Press freedom is a reality because in first instance, we are here. We are exercising our freedom. Otherwise, if it was not a reality, we wouldn't even be here. Now, it is only that to what extent is it a reality? That would be appropriate question. To what extent is press freedom a reality? And to me, I would maybe say it is a reality to the extent of around maybe 55 or 60%. Because we are having mainstream TV broadcasting, we are having radio stations broadcasting, people are expressing themselves on online platforms. So the advocacy to make it better than what it is should continue.
Okay.
And what we even saw in Kawempe is not always like that on a daily basis. And I don't expect it to reach that extent in 2026. Why? Because government put a lot of effort in Kawempe because it was a single constituency. And the whole country will be having the same exercise of elections. And the state will not have resources to deploy everywhere in the country like they deployed yesterday.
Come again on that one, Augustus. The state will not have?
The state will not have enough resources in terms of money, power, and finance to facilitate deployment of security like it was in Kawepe yesterday. So the whole country is...
Today there's an advert running.
I know, but if given time, I know, Mr. Moderator, but if given time and we make all calculations, still the ratio will be very, very small for a policeman.
What have you seen in the recent elections?
Whatever is happening right now has happened previously. Whatever has happened yesterday, whatever happened yesterday has also happened previously.
The Kawempe election is a reflection of the 2026 general election.
All right, we're going to have that conversation.
My position, moderator, I'm just winding up. They should give me my time. My position is that the extent of what will happen in 2026 26 will be not like what happened in Kawempe just because of geographical coverage. Because 2026 will be the whole country. That was just a single constituency. So people should not be much worried of what will happen what will happen in 2026. So I just want to give hope that let us be patient and let us prepare to vote our leaders in 2026. Like I said earlier on, Uganda is our country and we are here to live it as other generations come. I would like to thank our dear viewers for having been tuned to Elkem TV, and Mr. Moderator, I'm very glad for hosting, for giving a chance to host us, and I believe things will continue, but my stand is in Uganda, media freedom is a reality, but we need to improve.
Okay.
I want just some
Okay, you'll give it after Majaju.
Okay.
You'll give it after
Okay.
Let's
Majaju is very
conclude and then
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elijah, for giving me this time as we come into conclusion. We have gone through very many issues as journalists. I think the only thing, because government by themselves have called journalists for ideological mindset, their trainings that were conducted, State House, media, relationship, amidst all. We are in Kiambogo, we are in Makerere, now they are planning for Kiankwaji of recent government passed that should be mandatory for journalists to go for Kada course. So we don't know their intention of calling us, but amidst all the trainings, amidst all the trainings we have gone through, we have never seen any impact of that change in us as journalists, because things are not being implemented by the people who have lectured us. They are government officials. So the only thing is we should look for peaceful ways of harmonizing between journalists and government on how to work maybe with the security and other agencies. That will be the only way to do. But if they see torturing of journalists will be the only way to see them do their dubious things, I don't think that will work. But all in all, journalism in Uganda, freedom of journalists is reality, but to a minimum extent.
All right, I think, wow, reality, but to a minimum extent. All right, thank you so much, Moses Sandama. Let me get to Salongo, Edward Ziwa. Conclusively in 1 minute.
In one, actually, I will use 1 minute.
Yes, because you usually also give 1 minute to people.
Hey, thank
so
you. Now let me use,
one.
and you are taking it also.
Okay.
I want to thank the viewers for being there, and you watched us since we started here, and what we have gave out, those are our opinions, and we are entitled to them. And we are saying media is there. Please trust media, love media, because not everything that is said on social media makes news or it is correct. Actually wait the radios or TVs and the show. Minus really greeting my boss, and that's Dr. Balan Barugara. Tena, you know you love Elkem Media. We say hi to you. Kulika Emund Wijo.
He was at the election.
He was there in Kawempe, and he arrested one person with 13 votes there, which he said that they were just critiquing them and trying to steal for the NUP candidate. I don't know if it happened, if it was like that. That is him.
I think we need to get that clearly. Dr. Balam arrested
someone
with 13
with predicted ballots, 13 ones in favor of the NUP. That's what he said, not me. Up to say that maybe Nambi was cheated and all that. That's what he said. But that ended. Actually, he considered a defeat. Yeah, that ended, and let's wait for 2026. I know Dr. when he says he's coming here, definitely that's a win for him. Thank you.
Okay, we shall get to that conversation when it is ready. Mr. Steve, I don't want to leave your point, but In less than 30 seconds, really.
Okay. Me as Stephen Wanaira, I'm not against the deployment. By the way, during elections, the deployment is very good, and we need it for the
security.
sake of peace and to prevent election violence.
Not fear.
But let's, my appeal, security agencies, don't turn those guns, those kibokos to the media. We need to work together, and we have always worked together. Otherwise, at times we are the informers. We are the people who inform security
But I
that
think
something is happening here.
Also,
something
Mr.
is
Steve,
happening here.
I think there are some people that are pretending to be media journalists and all that. We have a lot of TikTokers, a lot of...
We call them citizen journalists.
They're all journalists.
Citizen
The TikTokers,
journalists.
the YouTubers, the what, they want to inform, they are too crowding.
I think there is a very big difference between citizen journalists and professional journalists.
All right.
But of course, professional journalists will have his or her ID, the press jacket.
Jackets and all that. All right, thank you so much.
Please, we also need them for our safety, because you never know tomorrow. The crowd, the community may turn against you.
Okay.
So and these are the people to rescue you.
All right, thank you so much, our viewers. Thank you so much for the producer for adding us over I don't know how many minutes, but this was very important for us to discuss, and I hope our viewers have been in position to pick a thing or two. Today I had Mr. Wandera Stephen, a reporter, news reporter with NTV Uganda. I also had Mr. Augustus Biriankia, who works with Radio 7, of course as an editor, right? I also have Mr. Moses Andama, the sports messiah. This one is quite versatile. He's with Elkem TV, he's with Njema, he's with MK News Link.
Daily Trouble. Media.
Media,
Daily Trouble Media.
Daily Trouble.
So what we give you just is something that may shake you. So you know what it means by daily trouble. So you need to be ready.
All right. Media Trouble, I mean Daily Trouble and the likes. I've also been with Radio 7, the program's director. And then my gentleman on camera today, shout outs, that is, the name has now disappeared. Jonah. Jonah, the producer, Daniel Mayaja, and Ismail right there. Thank you so much for this particular episode. We want to wish you a very good weekend. Yes, a very good weekend. Up next, we shall be having
Kawalega
Unmuted.
Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from...
The producer is tougher.
Discover your home away from home at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals,